and welcome to another BookTube video from me, Lauren, from Lauren and the Books. How are you all today? How are you? If you're wondering about background noise, first of all, Minnie has got a balled up piece of foil as a ball. I've never seen her more into any toy or anything we've ever bought her. And also David's just merrily in the background making, what are you making? Chipotle butter. Bit of chipotle butter to go with some cornbread that he's making for tomorrow. Well done, David. So today I'm going to be going over my TBR for the month of September. See you later, August. September's on its way, although it's hot today. It's hot, hot, hot. And I've got books here that are... There's actually quite a lot of hardback books here, which is weird. So quite a lot of books that I'm sort of grabbing because they've got summer themes to them, and I figured that September's the last month that I can read maybe summer themed books. So there's not quite a few, but like enough summer themed books in there that I can get done. And then after September, cozy time. So I'll start with my book club books, as I always do. And the first one is one that is set in the summer, and this is The Trouble with Goats and Sheep by Joanna Cannon. This is a book that I'm reading for my online book club, so if you're part of my online book club, spoiler, this is set in the summer of 1976. It's supposed to be sort of like a cosy, yet still set in the summer, mystery. I've heard endless good things about this from Mercedes, from Simon, and I just feel like I'm very, very excited about it. So it's set in 1970s Britain, and it says here, Mrs. Creasy is missing and the avenue is alive with whispers. As the summer shimmers endlessly on, 10-year-olds Grace and Tilly decide to take matters into their own hands. So yeah, it is told from child perspective, which I love as well. Set in like Britain in like yesteryear. Just I'm really looking forward to this. This actually featured in one of my recent videos that I've made talking about books that I think will be 5-star reads, and I just feel like this will probably be a 5-star read. So that's the first one. Then my book club at work, I am reading Maggie O'Farrell, This Must Be the Place. So this is my second Maggie O'Farrell book. I've also read Instructions for a Heatwave, which I believe is hers. Yes. Oh, that was the one just before this. I can't really remember much about Instructions for Heatwaves. However, I do really enjoy books set in Ireland, and this is set in Ireland. This follows Daniel Sullivan, a man with a complicated life. He's a New Yorker living in the wilds of Ireland. He has children he never sees in California, a father he loathes in Brooklyn, and a wife, Claudette, who is a reclusive ex-film star given to shooting at anyone who ventures up her driveway. He's also about to find out something about a woman he lost touch with 20 years ago, and this discovery will send him off course, far away from wife and home. Will his love for Claudette be enough to bring him back? So yeah, looking forward to this. This actually, last year, and I've talked about this, and I always make such a meal of it when I'm talking about it, I watched, at the end of last year, I watched everybody's, lots and lots of booktubers' favourite books of 2016, and this featured in Simon's. So this was on my sort of like 2017 TBR list, so really, really pleased that this has come out of the pot at work for my work book club, and looking forward to reading it. So yeah, it looks like a bit of a big old beefy thing. So yeah, but looking forward to it regardless. The next book, I've got the book of it from the library, but I've actually been told really, really good things about the audiobook, so I think I'll be going to the audiobook next. And that is Salt to the Sea by Ruta Septius. This also appeared in my books that I think are going to be 5-star reads. My sister has recently finished this. It is telling a story about a group of refugees who are travelling from, I don't actually know where, but they're travelling on a boat, into another country, and it's told from 5 different perspectives. It's supposed to be amazing. I've never read anything by Ruta Septius, but I've heard really good things. And then somebody, I can't remember who it was, but somebody commented saying that the audiobook is amazing, and it's told from different perspectives. So I thought, well, that'll be great. So we'll be listening to the audiobook of this in September. And then I've got 2 more paperbacks, all the rest are hardbacks. Interesting. The next one is one that I bought myself in foils, maybe last year. I remember popping into foils. It was when David and I were up in London watching Aladdin in the West End, and foils is literally just round the corner from the theatre, and I popped in there and picked this up. So this is Strange Weather in Tokyo by Hiroma Kawakami, and this is about a girl, Tsuko, who finds herself sitting next to her former high school teacher one night when she's drinking in a bar, and then over the coming months they share food and drink sake, and as the seasons pass from spring cherry blossom to autumnal mushrooms, Tsuko and her teacher come to develop a hesitant intimacy which tilts awkwardly and poignantly towards love. So I love the description of this. Like, first of all, it mentions food and drink. It also mentions seasonal changes, which I really, really love. And I just feel like I've been looking forward to reading this for a long, long time. And September will be the month that I do read this. And then the next one is one of those books that I was talking about, sort of hanging on to the last bits of summer. And that is Fell by Jen Ashworth. So this follows a woman called Annette Clifford. She returns home to her to her parents' house in 1963. Oh no, sorry, in present day, what she doesn't realise is that she's roused the spirits of her parents, who anxiously watch over her, longing to make amends, because now the summer of 1963 comes back to them. The year Annette was 8 and her mother was desperately ill, when a mercurial stranger with seemingly miraculous powers of healing absorbed all their attentions. So very excited about that. Also, love this cover. It's one of my favourite covers. Love the lilac. It's like, I don't know if you can see, but half of it's like shiny and then the other half is just beautiful. So looking forward to that. Never read anything by Jen Ashworth before, so excited about that. Then, as I said, the rest are hardback books. There's going to be a few on here you probably won't be, well, one that you won't be surprised to hear about. So the first one that I've got here is Standard Deviation by Catherine Heine. So Fourth Estate, who published Standard Deviation, contacted me to ask me if I would like to have a proof copy of, and I've forgotten what it's called, so hold on. I've actually got it. I've got it to show you, of The Party by Elizabeth Day, which is following a party of people who used to be friends and they haven't seen each other for many, many years, etc. And asked me if I'd like to review this. And I said I would. Haven't got round to it. Maybe this will also be read in September. And then the lovely publisher kindly got back to me and said she's sending me a copy of Standard Deviation, which was her favourite book from the year so far. So I sort of said, oh, thank you, hadn't heard anything about it, got it, had a look at it, thought, oh, sounds fun, but haven't thought any more of it. And then the other day when somebody on Twitter contacted me and said that they'd read it and it was absolutely wonderful. So that has since stayed with me and I feel like I want to read it. So it's also got a quote on the back from Kate Atkinson, who I adore, so that excites me anyway. But it says here, some people can feel love and doubt in equal measure pretty much constantly. Graham Kavanagh's second wife, Audra, is everything his first wife was not. She considers herself privileged to live in the age of the hair towel, talks non-stop through her epidural labour and delivery, invites the doorman to move in and the eccentric members of their son's origami club to Thanksgiving. She is charming and spontaneous and fun, but life with her can be exhausting. In the midst of her day-to-day difficulties and delights of marriage and raising a child with Asperger's, Graham's first wife, Elspeth, re-enters his life. Former spouses are hard to categorise. Are they friends, enemies, old flames, or just people you know really, really well? Graham starts to wonder, how can anyone love two such different women? Did he make the right choice? Is there a right choice? So, felt interested by that. So, that will be being read. Then the next one is The Butcher's Hook by Janet Ellis. I also mentioned this in my, oh, what a beautiful bookmark I've got in there. I mentioned this in my books that I feel like will be 5 stars. This is going into... this is what I would count as autumnal reading, so sort of like, although it's set in the summer of 1763, so this follows a young girl, Anne Jacob, and her parents have lined up a husband for her. She ain't keen on him, she fancies the butcher's boy, and it's all to do with that. So yeah, feeling like I'm going to really, really love this. I feel like this could be a 5-star, and just, I mean, if there is such a thing as a 5-star front cover, this might be it. Look at it, it's gorgeous, and then the end papers are just as beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. Lovely, lovely stuff. And then the next one is Little Deaths by Emma Flint. This is also set in summer. As I said, I'm really trying to get these summer books read. It's set in the summer of 1965 in Queens in New York. One July morning, Ruth Malone wakes to find a bedroom window wide open and her 2 young children are missing. After a desperate search, the police make a horrifying discovery. So I believe this was longlisted. I don't think it was shortlisted, but I believe it was longlisted for the Bailey's Women's Prize for Fiction. And I've wanted to read it since then, and I've had it on here. And yeah, like I said, just trying to get the last... get my summer books read before autumn, the snow's coming down, etc. Next one was definitely shortlisted for the Bailey's Women's Prize for Fiction, and that was The Dark Circle by Linda Grant, and this is all to do with, it's set in 1949 in the UK, and it's all to do with the beginnings of the NHS. So I work for the NHS, I think it's a wonderful institution that we should all be very proud and supportive of, and I don't really know much about the beginnings of it, so I feel very, very interested in reading this, and really, really looking forward to reading this, and also enjoy this. This cover reminds me of something like that would have been on the school at my primary, been on the wall at my primary school. That's sort of, you know, old-fashioned gear. The next one is just one that I picked up when I was visiting Simon back in January. He said to me, oh, you can have any of these books if you want. He's either had doubles or he didn't fancy them. And that is Rockadoon Shore by Rory Gleeson. This is set in Ireland. I love books set in Ireland. I've already mentioned that. And this is about a group of friends, Kath, Dan, Lucy and Steph. They've got lots going on, so they go for a weekend to Rockadoon Lodge in the wilds of West Island. The weekend doesn't go to plan, so looking forward to that also. And then lastly, I mentioned in a, I think it was in a currently reading No, it wasn't. It was in my wrap-up. It was in my mid-month wrap-up of August. I mentioned that I had read a really great picture book all about amazing and incredible women. And I said to anybody, has anyone got any recommendations for picture books that have got like feminist themes or strong female characters? And so many people got back to me and said, yes, you should read this. And I've put a massive long list of them in at the library to read. And the first one that's arrived is the one that Jen Campbell recommended to me. And that is Interstellar Cinderella. This is by Deborah Underwood and illustrated by Meg Hunt, and from what I can gather, it looks like it's Cinderella set in space, and it just looks like I'm gonna bloody love this. So I'm aware this is not gonna take me long at all, but really excited to read that. And do please keep your recommendations for feminist or strong female lead picture books coming in, because I absolutely love them. So that's it. That is what I'm gonna be reading. Now I've got to pick them all up, and I've done it so that the paperbacks, and this bloody blanket's fallen off. And now I've got to pick them all up, and the paperbacks are at the bottom, which always makes it a bit wobblier. But these are the books that I will be reading in the month of September. Have any of you guys read any of these books? What are you guys planning on reading in September? Would really love to hear from you. And I will see you all again on Wednesday for another butcher video.